Today on Monkey Life, Alison's in Thailand to rescue a chimp that captured her heart 15 years ago.
It's fantastic to see her, and I think that belly hasn't gotten smaller.
But first, she needs to sedate her for the journey. And with new climbing equipment in the enclosure, baby woolly monkey Cosmo makes a leap of faith. Monkey World in Dorset, buried deep in the English countryside, is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. The team, led by Dr. Alison Cronin, rescue and rehabilitate abused and unwanted primates from all over the world.
Hello, Pipsqueak. Hello, Mimi.
The park provides a home for more than 260 monkeys and apes from 24 different species. After years of searching, Alison has arrived in Thailand to complete a very special mission. She's travelled 6,000 miles to collect a chimp she first encountered way back in 2003. Animal director Jeremy is with her, and they're heading to the Krabaku Wildlife Breeding Centre, 200 miles southeast of Bangkok. They're on their way to rescue Nari, a chimp who captured Alison's heart and stayed there.
We're coming to see a long-lost friend, which is going to be probably a really big emotional roller coaster, for me anyway. I've met her before. I know her as Nari, but she's had a name change in the last few years, so she's now called Natalie here in Thailand. But it's Nari, the chimpanzee that Jim and I found working in a circus show at an amusement park. It must be about 15 years ago now.
Back then, Alison and her late husband Jim were conducting an undercover operation tracking down illegal primate smugglers in Southeast Asia. They came across Nari performing in a circus show and were shocked by her physical condition. Her teeth had been knocked out, infecting and deforming her face. The couple made it their goal to bring the chimp back to Monkey World. But although the Thai authorities did confiscate her from the circus, she vanished for 14 long years. Then, last year, Alison was contacted by a wildlife charity trying to rehome a chimp she immediately recognised.
Ah, hello. Good to see you.
Hi.
Fantastic.
How was the flight?
Yeah, not too bad.
Okay,
actually, pretty good. This is Jeremy.
Hi.
Hello. Nancy.
Nice meeting you finally.
And Prayer.
Nancy Gibson from the Love Wildlife Foundation has been instrumental in organising Nari's move to Monkey World.
I got to know her about 4 years ago. We saw her and we really wanted to help and find a place for her. We know that the facility, they're trying to do the best that they can, but this wasn't a place made for chimpanzees, and she's been with the government for a very, very long time. I'm happy that she's getting to go. I'm happy that she's going to be with a new family, with primates her own kind, and I think that's best for her. So I'm really, really happy that Alison and Monkey World has been able to come out here and also make this possible.
Alison visited Nari in Thailand 8 months ago, and now she's back and keen for Jeremy to meet her too. Nari is calm and shows natural chimp behaviours as she greets Alison and Jeremy. It's vital they establish a good relationship with Nari and earn her trust before the journey back to the park.
Hi, you. Do you remember? I know what.
She'll need to be sedated and transferred to a travel crate for the long journey back to Dorset. Alison and Jeremy will travel with her.
It's fantastic to see her, and I think that belly hasn't gotten smaller. That belly hasn't gotten smaller. If anything, it's gotten bigger since I was here last. I know.
Nari is a little overweight, probably because she's inactive living in a small cage with no climbing apparatus. But overall, she looks well, and her coat is in good condition.
When I first met her, she was probably, gosh, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old. She was much sort of frailer and so on, but and that was 15 years ago, so she must be mid-20s, something like that. And a fair amount of the chimp behavior, you know, a lot of it will be instinct. So she does know how to make some noises, although we've received some individuals that just don't know or understand any of it, so. No, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that actually she's gonna get on okay and be quite a strong, opinionated lady.
Following a meeting with the head of the Thai Wildlife Centre to discuss the logistics for the next few days, Alison decides to call it a day. Tomorrow, the hard work and organisation will begin, and 48 hours later, if all goes to plan, Nari will be ready to start her journey to a new life at Monkey World. Back at the park, at Lavar's woolly monkey house, the team have made some adaptations to the outside enclosure. They've added more ropes to grab hold of and made the route in and out more accessible. It's all in aid of one little woolly who's just taken his first tentative steps into the big tree-filled enclosure, 18-month-old Cosmo.
He wasn't as brave as he probably could have been, so we've made a bit more of adjustments in the outside enclosure. We put a lot more rope out there for him, a lot more tail hold, so if he is on a rope, he's got something to hold on just above him, which is really important with the woolly monkeys and their prehensile tails. And we've also made a few adaptations with a couple of ladders as well, just so he's got a lot of points everywhere in the enclosure, so if he does get stuck somewhere, he can make his way back.
As usual, leader Lavar is first out. He quickly checks out the new features in the enclosure. He's followed by Zingu, who's more interested in breakfast until daughter Layla appears. Then they both head off, carefully navigating the new ropes. Cosmo's curiosity has been stirred. He takes a peek outside, but isn't ready to make a move just yet. Especially when he spots a tasty snack the others have left behind. Olivia, on the other hand, isn't lacking in confidence. Using her prehensile tail as a fifth limb enables her to reach down to the brambles for some juicy blackberries. Last time Cosmo braved the outside enclosure, it was dominant male Lavar who cajoled him out. It's the same today, and he's soon testing out the new ropes, albeit rather cautiously. He can't quite calculate distances yet. Mind the gap. But he's sensibly anchored himself to a rope. Cosmo has been slower in his development than some of the other youngsters born at the park. This is because he didn't have the benefit of a mum to show him the way. Isla rejected him at birth, and he had to be hand-reared. He missed out on the advantages that come from being carried around by a parent. The care team have had to strike a balance between giving him opportunities to learn and keeping him safe.
Now he's out and about, it's absolutely great to see him. He's up in the trees, he's showing off all his acrobatic skills, gaining in confidence every day, and it's great to see him up in the trees being a proper little woolly monkey.
It seems there's no looking back for Cosmo. It's the second day of Alison and Jeremy's rescue mission to bring female chimp Nari, thought to be about 22 years old, back to Monkey World. At last, she'll have a chance to live with her own kind in a more suitable environment. She's been living on her own at a wildlife centre southeast of Bangkok, after being confiscated from a circus show by the Thai authorities.
She's just so desperate for attention, aren't you? Does he have things up there?
Alison and Jeremy are keen for her to start her new life.
I mean, that's the whole point of what we're doing now, is getting her back to the park for companionship of her own kind and also into a more appropriate environment. And it's the exact reason why Monkey World was set up all of those years ago, is to give a place, a home, to all of these animals who have been smuggled into the black market for whatever reason. And pleased for Nari that she's going to get a family back again. And of course, personally, that we get to finish off something that we started all of those years ago.
Jeremy is concerned how she may react when confronted with a group of rowdy chimps after living alone for a number of years.
And I don't know how long she's lived here, but she's been here long enough to know that this is it. So who knows what's going to happen when you take her out of here and put her somewhere else. Really, it would be dangerous to have too many thoughts on that right now, because, you know, there's some endless options as to what's really going to happen. Isn't it? Hey? It's obviously a very bright cookie.
What gauge, Jeremy, do you reckon?
Nari will need to be sedated in order for the team to get her into the transport crate for the journey back to Dorset.
Okay, if I use?
Alison wants to test how Nari will react to a syringe. If she's comfortable with it, then tomorrow night, before they head off, they can sedate her that way, instead of with a dart gun, which is more traumatic for the chimp.
Good girl. Yeah, it's right here. Let's see, good girl. Excellent job. Yeah, you let me shove that in your own. Good girl. Oh, clever girl. What's that? Can I have your shoulder, please? Excellent job. Excellent job. Well.
Nari is calm and happy to cooperate. But it might be a different story at 2 in the morning when they have to do it for real.
This is all going to happen in the middle of the night, so you just never know how it's going to work. And there's going to be a lot of people, so we'll have to wait and see.
Nari's local keeper has arrived. He's looked after her for many years, and the trust and love between the two is clear. Watching them together gives Alison and Jeremy a chance to study her character and also find out about Nari's diet. Although she won't be getting milk as a reward or treat every day at the park. Alison is keen to get a good look at what remains of Nari's teeth. Most of them have been knocked out, a common fate for performance chimps, and obvious from Nari's misshapen face.
There you go. That might be 2 teeth right there. And one.
Unfortunately, the few remaining have seen better days.
She's got same thing that we saw with Brian, actually. 2 top, 2 bottom, right in the back. So 4 molars that allow her to still eat a little bit, to be able to process some food a little bit. So I don't know if that's a standard sort of photography tourist thing that people do, is they knock their teeth out and then just leave 2 pairs of molars for some eating, but it looks like that's all that was there.
It's less than 48 hours until Nari begins the journey to Dorset and a new life. Alison and Jeremy will return tomorrow to complete the final preparations. Then, Nari will head to the airport, ready for the flight to the UK. It's been a few months since the park welcomed 2 saki monkeys as company for the much-loved resident female, Chloe. Dad, Desmond, and his son, Tutu, have settled in well, and today, all 3 are going to be given a tasty treat.
So today we've got lots of little grapes still on their branches, on their vines. I'm going to stick them out for the sakis. We'll see how the new boys enjoy them, and I'm sure Chloe will.
Sakis are primarily frugivores. Most of their diet is made up of fruit, although they will eat seeds, insects, and flowers. Today's menu is right up their street. Chloe is first out, and although at 24 she's a lot older than the boys, she's remarkably agile. Chloe, who came to the park from France, has a penchant for grapes and makes a beeline for the first bunch she sees. Desmond isn't far behind. He's 11 and in the prime of his life, a healthy and fully grown saki monkey. Faced with so many grapes, he seems a bit overwhelmed. But Chloe doesn't hold back. Although she's a little bit fussy when it comes to the skins, carefully peeling the grapes to get to the juicy flesh inside. It's easy to tell the pair apart. Female sakis are a brown-grey mottled colour all over, while the males are black with a white face. Despite the age difference, Chloe loves the attention from Desmond, and they seem very fond of each other. The third member of the group is Desmond's son, 4-year-old Tutu. He had a difficult start to life and has had health and mobility issues since he was born. The youngster should be able to leap around like Desmond, but the team have had to make adaptations in the enclosure to help him. Despite the care and attention, his condition hasn't improved. In the last couple of days, staff have noticed Tutu has developed a white patch on his left eye. He's been given antibiotics to treat an infection, but they're worried it might be something more sinister. If things don't improve, they'll call in the vet to examine him. Chloe and Desmond are still making the most of their grapes and each other's company. And despite Tutu's mobility issues, the trio managed to spend some quality time together. In Thailand, it's the morning before Nari's departure day. Soon, she'll begin her long journey to Dorset and life with a new chimp family. Alison and Jeremy are having a final meeting with the Thai officials. They've been fundamental in granting permission for Nari to move to Monkey World.
For the journey, at least from here to the airport, she will sleep and be calm. Although you don't know.
They need to double-check all the paperwork is in order. Having come this far, Alison doesn't want last-minute hiccups.
I think that that's a reasonable idea. As long as she is asleep, should be no problem.
Nari's transport crate has arrived and needs to be thoroughly checked over.
Yeah, that's good.
And all the relevant information for the authorities attached.
So these are sort of the final details. We'll also get her water bottles all lined up so that when we leave here late this afternoon, everything's ready to go, bar getting the chimp in the box and a couple of blankets inside in case it rains in the meantime. We'll bring those back with us. But otherwise, I think we're good to go. Famous last words.
They're taking an early morning flight back to the UK. With a 200-mile drive to Bangkok Airport ahead of them, the operation to transport the chimp will start in the middle of the night. Paperwork completed, it's time to say goodbye to Nari. For those who've come to know her and have cared for her, it's a momentous but happy day. After many years of solitude, she'll soon be living with other chimpanzees in a new home. It's the middle of the night.
Good morning.
And the team have gathered ready for the huge task ahead of them. They must sedate Nari and load her into her travel crate before they can set off to Bangkok. Alison has spent some time getting her used to a syringe and needle, but at home, the chimps would have months of training.
This is the dose, and it's quite large. It's almost 5 mils. We'll pretty much bang on 5 mils, so it's a large injection. I don't know if we're going to win this game, but we'll see what we can do.
With the rest of the team holding back, Alison and Jeremy head over to Nari's cage to attempt to inject her by hand. Nari's local keeper has been keeping her occupied. She may be unnerved receiving visitors at 2 in the morning. Alison wastes no time.
Good girl.
She manages to inject some of the drug, but the chimp isn't impressed. Unfortunately, Nari has not had the full dose.
not ideal in that we don't know the exact amount that she's got into her, but we're just gonna wait and see if we start sloping or getting relaxed and tired.
It's obvious that she isn't going down.
We don't want to leave that too late.
No, I know. Should I go down and get it? Should I bring M with me?
The clock's ticking, and if they're going to make the flight, they'll need the help of M, the local Thai vet on standby further up the road.
I think we are gonna need a slight top-up, maybe 1 or 2 mil. I'd like you to look at her and assess her. She's still sort of holding, but her she's like this.
Okay.
So we could hand inject,
okay.
I think, with a little bit more.
M has a top-up drug ready and manages to successfully administer it without causing undue stress to Nari. Now, it's just a waiting game. Eventually, the anaesthetic takes effect. Nari is out for the count. The team move quickly. Nari is transferred into her transport crate.
On her side. Okay, head towards this end, please.
The team need to monitor her until she comes round before fully securing it. She must be breathing clearly, fully awake, and conscious before she can travel. After an anxious wait, Nari comes round, and the vet team give the all clear to start the journey.
All done. So, next step is the airport. She's as calm as we can get, and now she just needs to sort of relax for what's gonna be an 11-hour flight, so really good.
Finally, tonight, Alison has fulfilled a promise that she and Jim made 15 years ago. Nari is heading for a new start in life at Monkey World. Next time on Monkey Life, Rodders has a strop when newly arrived chimp Nari tries to make friends.
Yeah, you want to take a pill, my friend? No, Rodders.
And a fur-rubbing frenzy at the capuchin enclosure.